Hi, everybody. This is David Skarica, editor of addictedtoprofits.net, and I have John Darch and Kenneth McLeod here of Sonoro Gold with us. So we've talked, we just did recently like a big macro overview of the company. So today the company had, or yesterday, they had some exciting news in terms of results and the whatnot. So I just want them, I'm going to put up the news release. I just want to have them talk about the news, what it means for the company. This is going to be short and sweet, which is always a good thing. And then they can talk about what this means going forward. So here is the news release right here. And, it's had to do with extending the oxide gold mineralized zones.
Thank you, Dave. I think that was a good introduction. And yes, we have material increase in the mineralized zones on the property. In fact, of all the mineralized zones that we are currently investigating, we're only focusing on two distinct zones at this point in time, and these are in the squares within the map shown on the screen. And so what we've accomplished is the new mineralized zones at the south end of the Buena Suerte concession, which is the box in the bottom middle, has been extended by approximately 750 meters. And the other zone to the west of it, the Colorado zone, has been extended by approximately 600 meters. Now that's still open towards the south as well, and it's by no means anywhere near the southern limits of our property or of our concession. And on the northeastern quadrant, we have what we call the northeastern corridor. We've identified mineralized zones there, several mineralized zones that contain very, very good grades and higher grades of silver as well, which is what we have not experienced in most of the other parts of the property. We have low grades of low percentages of silver in most of the property, but here we're starting to see more significant. In fact, over a kilogram of silver in one of the assays that we came up with. So what this means to us now is that while these two additional quadrants that we're showing the increase in mineralization or the extension of mineralization, they're by no means the only ones we're focusing on. There will be other zones that we will identify over the coming year, and we will be drilling those zones as well. So the goal of these particular zones is why have they not been investigated before? And a very simple reason for it, and that is we had to build roads into those areas. We had to do some surface sampling in order to identify the drill targets, and that all takes money. And so we've been very successful with the use of our money over the past year and a half, actually 2 years. And these particular zones have been identified as potentially higher grade, and until we drill them, we won't know exactly to what extent it will increase the mineralization on the concession. But we're very confident that these indications of the higher grades at surface are indications of potentially higher grade at depth as well. So it makes the following, the next 6 months or so of drilling potentially very, very exciting for us. And we do envisage a material increase in the overall size of the mineralization.
Okay, and John, do you have anything to add on?
I do, David, thank you. This indeed is a very exciting news release if we take time to read what it implies. As Ken said, potentially larger resource, higher grade, and of course, what the impact would be on the economics of the project. And it leads the way to where we will commence our next drilling. And that drilling will be for the purpose of continuing to expand the resource as we move forward through to production. So again, I'd say it's a very exciting result. It takes a while maybe for the market to assimilate what it really means. And if we take this, David, and combine it with the fact that our PEA is due out literally within a few weeks, at which time we will have a new resource study, we will have the mine plan and the economics that will go with it. And that's going to be an important factor for the shareholders. And remember that what we now identifying will not be in the new resource report and the PEA. This is future good news to be coming out.
Okay. So I guess, yeah, that basically sums it up. And of course, I think too, just to go on and talking about future drilling, and I think the plan next is, if I'm correct, is that you will increase the 43-101 resource.
Well, that's the plan. We keep in mind that the original 43-101 technical report was based on 22,000 meters of drilling, and it identified to over 200,000 ounces of gold at an average grade of half a gram. The next edition of the 43-101 will be based on a total of 47,000 meters of drilling. And so we're anticipating a really significant increase in the mineralization. And so we also have drilled in some of the zones, we have drilled a closer spacing of 35 meters, which will result in, we believe, in a good percentage of the resource being classified as measured and indicated. So that would certainly make it much more attractive from a banker's perspective as we're going into the procurement of the construction finance scheduled to commence later on the fall of this year.
Okay, well, thanks for being here. And yeah, and then hopefully when the next news release out, and hopefully when if the resource is upgraded a great deal, I'll have you on again.
Very good, David.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
Actually, I will end off on one note is too, in terms of the stock price action. Like I did have some stocks with that recent sell-off that happened a few days ago that whacked pretty good, and you guys have held on in very, very well. Actually, if it wasn't for that sell-off, you'd probably be higher, in my opinion. So also a kind of a relative strength factor to the stock as well. So I'll just end on that note.
Thank you. I think it's a very clear indication, Dave, that we now have in this stock shareholders who are looking for the longer term and looking for the company to go to production, which is why when there was the dip in the major markets, we actually moved up that day, I believe, or at least held our own.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's good news. Always good news. Okay.
Thank you.
Like I said, we'll see you in a few weeks, a few months, maybe, hopefully a few weeks.
A few
Thanks.
weeks.
Take care.
Thanks, David.
Bye.
Okay, guys.
All right.
Good stuff, David. Yeah, I think that's enough,